Hello everyone, this is linkslefthandman, and today we're going to be talking about Villetown. This is a relatively unknown game created by indie developer Laugical Games, or Laugical, depending on how you would pronounce it. This is a game that, as the time of recording, has 9 Steam reviews, so it is obviously very unknown, and I do feel like it should get a little bit more publicity than it has right now. Let's dive into the meat, shall we? From the description of the game, it's a city-building tower defense game where the player researches technologies, artifacts, and special powers to help grow, expand, and defend their Villetown from outside invaders. At first look, this game isn't quite much to look at, but as we've seen from many indie developers throughout these past 10 or so years that Steam has been making indie developers go big, graphics aren't everything, and so really the gameplay is mainly what matters. I mean, look at Stardew Valley. That game blew up and the graphics are Super Nintendo status at best. So graphics aside, let's take a walk through the game, shall we? First, you get to pick your difficulty, and I will pick obviously normal because I'm no wimp. I don't want to laze my way through the game, so we will pick standard. Alright, first, the tutorial doesn't quite tell you much, but in a nutshell, you want to create farms through researching them, obviously. You want to create farms that can give you food for population growth, and then you want to create mines for rocks, or they call them hebium in this game. And then you want to create forestries for a never-ending supply of lumber. And then on the side you can create markets, which cause a one-time increase to kalants from what I've seen. I don't think it gives you a steady increase of them. I think it gives you just the set amount, which is why when I play the game I've been deleting them after I make them, because it says a one-time boost. So I just kind of delete them afterwards. The tutorial doesn't exactly explain how kalants or markets work, so I've just been kind of trying to roll with the punches on that one. And so on my first town, I've been sitting pretty high and mighty. Things are going well. I have a lot of food. I have a lot of rocks. Lumber's looking good, and I have no defense. Well, there goes the first town. Mental note: make things to defend yourself, for winter is coming. And with winter comes death. Alright, let's make a second town, and things are looking pretty good as the years go by, but we have a obvious shortage of food. Let's try to fix that by making more farms. Well, making more farms obviously didn't work, because there are no more plots of land to make farms on. And the people who are supposed to be available are starving, and so I can't supply any more people for jobs, meaning that I cannot upgrade my farms to be able to supply people for their jobs. So that's it. My town starved to death on go around 2. Maybe we can do better next time. Alright, this time we have a lot of food and we have a lot of lumber, but we don't have so many rocks, and so when we need to defend ourselves, we cannot upgrade our towers anymore because we have no more rocks. We should have upgraded our mines before we were in crisis. This game really does require you to think through everything about creating your town. So, Governor, Town 4 is doing very well. Why, thank you, I thought so as well. We have plenty of rocks, we have plenty of lumber, we have plenty of food. Now, we just need to stop the... Wait. Something is coming. I have not seen a warning on the screen yet, so hopefully there is nothing... Oh my god, it's a giant bear, and he one-shots everything that he comes in contact with. Gods help us all! Well, it seems winter year 4 is when bosses come around, and that's as far as I have gotten so far. I've put a few hours into the game so far, and I cannot wait to put in more. Hopefully I can make more videos of this game on my channel. Obviously I can't do voice because, the kids and whatnot. But lo and behold, it is time to end this review. I would give Villetown, at its $5 mark, I would give it a 6.7 out of 10. Now that may sound like a D, but we're not in school. I would rate that as good, because in my rating system, 5 is about an average, so being an above average game is always really good, and especially with the graphics the way that they are and the tutorial the way that it is, you can really see how well made of a game this is. It has a ton of potential, and if a little bit more work was put into, shall I say, helping the player understand everything that's going on. But then again, I mean, NES games didn't do that for you, and that's the best that I can really describe this game is an NES difficulty of a game that really requires you to think and figure out through trial and error how to play the game, which is honestly a plus in its own right. It's not always a negative that you don't get a tutorial that tells you everything in the game. Games aren't supposed to hold your hand. You're on a trip to a new world, and so it's supposed to be difficult. I cannot wait to see the Nicolas Cage boss on my further journeys into creating my towns, but thankfully, each winter, I believe, the game saves itself once you survive the winter. So you can keep going if you ended up making a mistake that could be righted in just 1 year. You can keep playing on that file, on that town, and you can remake for missed mistakes. Which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bang my head against the keyboard until I figure out how to destroy this giant bear. Until next time, everyone. This is Link's Left Hand Man, signing off.